Okay, so now we got it started. We'll say if I can figure out where the plastic was able to rip. Aha, the seal does come off. Or we do something with that. Should we do something with that? Let's do something with that. Get it off here. Nope. No, not really. We'll mess with it later. With this cork. Oh. Yes. Man, just. But now it. There. What we need to do is get an appropriate glass in. What better glass to install? Meat pie. It's made by the same company that makes the Viking blood. It's Danish product of Denmark. Where is it? Denmark. Yeah, product of Denmark. Hope that's not reversed. I'll flip the video if it is. It's got this little thing and this little bottle that tells you to go around the bottle. Stroke it gently. Treat it like it is your sweet, sweet love. All right, so let's try it. Well, before we start, Danish Mead. I don't remember how that O with the slash is pronounced, so I'm saying it is, but I don't know if that's right anyway. Danish Mead, regardless. In English. Odin Skull, Nordic honey wine. I hate when people call mead honey wine. It's more like wine is grape mead. I think mead's the older of the two drinks is why I said it. Okay, so Nordic honey wine with sour apple juice, hops, and cinnamon added. Of the brands they had left at the store I go to, this seemed like the most appealing combination I saw. You can see, I don't know if the light will catch it. These runes around here. Might paint them red so they highlight more. Let's see. Ooh, T-U-R. No, that's Younger Futhark. I don't know Younger Futhark so well, so I can't translate it, whatever it says. Probably in Danish also, so can't do it. But it says it's based on a recipe from about the year 1700. So not exactly Viking. But Vikings didn't write us a lot of stuff down, so they probably didn't have recipes. Skull. Okay. It's a little sweeter than I was anticipating. I usually buy, do I have a bottle right here? What bottle I do, yes. Often, when I first started buying mead, I would buy the cold, I don't know what, Redstone. Redstone. This is one of the first meads I liked. It was made in the States. And then more recently, partly because I grew up in Atlanta, I would buy, it was not, okay, this has my soy sauce on it, but this is an old bottle from Viking Alchemist, which I like, and they're in Atlanta. They've moved. They used to be, this is Marietta. I think they originally were in a different part of Atlanta. A lot of bottles over there. It's actually soy sauce in there, but it looks about the same color as the one that was in here, which was a traditional, mostly dark. No, this is not the one that looks that color. They had one that was that color. Regardless, I use the old bottles to put like soy sauce and cooking oil in, like fire oil for the wok, in a smaller mead bottle. Go figure. But this one, very good. It's very sweet. I was like, most other meads I've had have been less sweet. There was a gal at a gathering I went to one time. Her name was Maeve, and she made some Maeve's mead, and it was like very sweet. Couldn't even taste the alcohol in it. This is gonna taste the alcohol in it. I mean, it's not strong, but I can taste it. Much sweeter than I anticipated. It's also thicker. Like, it's not thick, but it's more like a NyQuil thickness of liquid rather than the wine thickness of liquid, if that makes sense. Very good. The hops, I was worried might be a bit strong because that is bitter, but I can taste it, I think, but it's not really sticking out. I taste the bittersweet of the apple a bit, that sweetness. And the honey, the cinnamon, I can kind of taste it, but it is definitely not overpowering at all. It's not very strong. It's in there, but it's, if you hadn't told me it was in there, I might not know, I don't think. Of course, I don't drink a lot of alcohol, so maybe I'm just wrong. Anyway, much sweeter than the Viking Alchemist tends to be of most of the type flavors had, or the Redstone. A bit thicker which I think is a good thing in some ways, because I mean, like some of the descriptions of Viking mead, like from the Ibn Fadlan translates, described it as like thick and black, I think, or at least what was in some. I don't know if it's directly in the transcripts of Ibn Fadlan. It may have just been made up by Michael Crichton when he did Eaters of the Dead. When he's having Ibn Fadlan, I can't remember now. So it may have just been made up by Michael Crichton, but they describe it as dark and thick, if I remember right. So it's not really dark, but it is thicker. I kind of like that thickness. I don't know thing. As far as the flavor, it's very good, but it's much sweeter. And that, I don't think I'd want a lot of it, like, maybe a glass, but I don't think I'd want to be drinking a lot of it all day long. It's not the kind of mead that I think you could have as a everyday drink necessarily. This is more of a celebration, I think. But definitely gonna say I like it. Now, I have my taste buds pick up alcohol very strongly, so alcohol taste often overpowers everything. So I can taste a very strong bit of alcohol there, but it's not very high proof. 19% by volume, so what? Less than 40 proof. So, but it's if you don't taste alcohol as strong as I do, that's gonna be a much better flavor for you. But I would recommend it, is what I'm getting at. I've not tried the Viking Blood on its own. Just this, because it's the first one by their brand. I want to try something new this year, and it's a little more expensive because it's imported from Denmark, of course. But I would recommend it. Maybe like, I don't know, dessert kind of wine, and like equivalency. Don't say wine. I didn't call it wine. I said like. Yeah, but I'd recommend it. Good deal. I don't remember how much I paid for this because my friend gave me a discount on buying it, but a little more expensive. So if you want to buy a non-U.S. mead, I would recommend it. I would also recommend Viking Alchemist, which is in, I think, Marietta near Atlanta, or they may have moved. I don't remember where their new bottles say, if they moved to Marietta and were in Alpharetta, or back vice versa, something like that. But they're good, I think. The Redstone is still good. They're in Colorado. There's a Monk's Meadery in Atlanta, but they can their meads, and they sold at Dragon Con a lot. I haven't tried theirs, but I heard it's kind of poppy, not real good mead, but I don't know. And I think there's one other meadery in Atlanta. There's a couple in South Carolina, which isn't far from me. I haven't tried. But yeah, there's a lot of meaderies now. When I first wanted to try mead, you either had to have homemade or you bought Chaucer's, I think was the brand that was on the market. Chaucer's, and then I remember when Redstone came out and stuff. So it's become a thing now that more people are making mead. But for a while, it was very difficult to find anything. But yeah, this ceramic bottle, you can take the label off or leave it on and still make a good decoration with that rune. You could overpaint the runes in red, maybe, and highlight them. Put it on display with your Viking stuff. But yeah, overall, I would recommend that. And Gladiol, Hilson, and good night, folks. Good night. You don't get to talk. You're an enemy. I'm just kidding. Happy holidays.